along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the cages loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count off the games on its run. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory.
Hello, folks. Welcome. My name is Jen. I'm from Golden State Times. I'm the host of the stream, and we should be getting footage soon. We're just going to stand by right now as we get some stuff ready for you folks. Once we get the footage from inside the venue where President Trump is going to have his rally, then we will be showing it to you on your screen. For now, we're just going to watch a little thing from the president that happened just a while ago. So make sure you guys please share this live stream on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Reddit. I don't know if Gab is up. Let me see if Gab is up. Hopefully Gab.ai is back online. Nope, not up yet. Anyways, so if you guys can please share this on Twitter, on Facebook, on Reddit, on any of those sites. The president is on his way to Georgia. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Thank you so much for choosing us as your stream of choice.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate it. And good afternoon. I'd like to provide an update to the American people regarding the crisis on our southern border, and crisis it is. Illegal immigration affects the lives of all Americans. Illegal immigration hurts American workers, burdens American taxpayers, and undermines public safety and places enormous strain on our local schools, hospitals, and communities in general, taking precious resources away from the poorest Americans who need them most. Illegal immigration costs our country billions and billions of dollars each year. America is a welcoming country, and under my leadership, it's a welcoming country. We lead the world in humanitarian protection and assistance by far. It's nobody even close. We have the largest and most expansive immigration programs anywhere on the planet. We've issued 40 million green cards since 1970, which means the permanent residency and a path to citizenship for many, many people. But we will not allow our generosity to be abused by those who would break our laws, defy our rules, violate our borders, break into our country illegally. We won't allow it. Mass, uncontrolled immigration is especially unfair to the many wonderful, law-abiding immigrants already living here who followed the rules and waited their turn. Some have been waiting for many years. Some have been waiting for a long time. They've done everything perfectly. And they're going to come in. At some point, they're going to come in. Many cases, very soon. We need them to come in because we have companies coming into our country. They need workers, but they have to come in on a merit basis, and they will come in on a merit basis. The communities are often left to bear the cost and the influx of people that come in illegally. We can't allow that. There's a limit to how many people a nation can responsibly absorb into their societies. Every day, above and beyond our existing lawful admission programs, roughly 1,500 to 2,000 people try crossing our borders illegally. We do a very good job considering the laws are so bad. They're not archaic, they're incompetent. It's not that they're old, they're just bad. And we can't get any Democrat votes to change them. It's only the Republicans that are in unison. They want to change them. They want to make strong borders, want to get rid of any crime because of the borders, of which there's a lot. And we've done a great job with the laws that we have. We're moving in tremendous numbers of people to get out the MS-13 gangs and other gangs that illegally come into our country. And we're getting them out by the thousands. But this is a perilous situation, and it threatens to become even more hazardous as our economy gets better and better. A lot of the cause of this problem is the fact that we right now have the hottest economy anywhere in the world. It's doing better than any economy in the world. Jobs, unemployment, you look at any number. Right now we have more workers than any time in the history of our country. We have more people working. which is a tremendous statement. More people working than at any time in the history of our country. And people want to come in, and in some cases they want to take advantage of that. And that's okay, and we want them to come in, but they have to come in through merit. They have to come in legally. At this very moment, large, well-organized caravans of migrants are marching toward our southern border. Some people call it an invasion. It's like an invasion. They have violently overrun the Mexican border. You saw that 2 days ago. These are tough people in many cases. A lot of young men, strong men, and a lot of men that maybe we don't want in our country. But again, we'll find that out through the legal process. But they've overrun the Mexican police, and they've overrun and hurt badly Mexican soldiers. So this isn't an innocent group of people. There's a large number of people that are tough. They've injured, they've attacked, and the Mexican police and military has actually suffered. And I appreciate what Mexico is trying to do. So let me begin by stating that these illegal caravans will not be allowed into the United States. And they should turn back now, because they're wasting their time. They should apply to come into our country. We want them to come into our country. Very much. We need people to help us with all of these companies that are coming in. We've never had anything like this. We have car companies coming in. We have Foxconn, so involved with the manufacturing of Apple products, coming in Wisconsin. We have a lot of companies coming in, but they have to apply, and they have to be wonderful people that are going to love our country and work hard. And we've already dispatched for the border the United States military, and they will do the job. They're setting up right now, and they're preparing. We hope nothing happens, but if it does, we are totally prepared. Greatest military anywhere in the world, and it's going to be and is now in great shape, no longer depleted like it was when I took over as the President of the United States. The government of Mexico has generously offered asylum, jobs, education, and medical care for people within the caravan, but many members of the caravan have refused these offers, which demonstrate that these migrants are not legitimate asylum seekers. They're not looking for protection, because if they were, they'd be able to get it from Mexico. Mexico has agreed to take them in and encourage them to stay. But they don't want to stay. They want to come into the United States. So this is no longer safety, and asylum is about safety. Asylum is not a program for those living in poverty. There are billions of people in the world living at the poverty level. The United States cannot possibly absorb them all. Asylum is a very special protection intended only for those fleeing government persecution based on race, religion, and other protected status. These caravans and illegal migrants are drawn to our country by Democrat-backed laws and left-wing judicial rulings. We're getting rulings that are so ridiculous, so bad, they're writing the laws. Can't do that. Collectively known as an example, catch and release. It's a disgrace that we have to put up with it. These policies lead to the release of illegal aliens into our communities after they've been apprehended. But we're not releasing anymore. Big change as of a couple of days ago. We're going to no longer release. We're going to catch. We're not going to release. They're going to stay with us until the deportation hearing or the asylum hearing takes place. So we're not releasing them into the community. We have millions of people that over the years have been released into the community. They never show up for the trials. They never come back. They're never seen again. And those people, they know who they are. And we know a lot of where they are, who they are. And those people will be deported, directly deported. The biggest loophole drawing illegal aliens to our borders is the use of fraudulent or meritless asylum claims to gain entry into our great country. An alien simply crosses the border illegally, finds a Border Patrol agent, and using well-coached language by lawyers and others that stand there and trying to get fees or whatever they can get, they're given a phrase to read. They never heard of the phrase before. They don't believe in the phrase. But they're given a little legal statement to read. And they read it. And now all of a sudden they're supposed to qualify. But that's not the reason they're here. This merely asserts the need for asylum and then often released into the United States, and they await a lengthy court process. The court process will take years sometimes for them to attend. Well, we're not releasing them into our country any longer. They'll wait for long periods of time. We're putting up massive cities of tents. The military is helping us incredibly well. I want to thank the Army Corps of Engineers. They've been so efficient, so good, so talented. We have thousands of tents. We have a lot of tents. We have a lot of everything. We're going to hold them right there. We're not letting them into our country, and then they never show up. Almost. It's like a level of 3%. They never show up for the trial. So by the time their trial comes, they're gone. Nobody knows where they are. But we know where a lot of them are, and they're going to be deported. There are now nearly 700,000 aliens inside the United States awaiting adjudication of their claims. Most of these people, we have no idea how they got there, why they got there, and the number is actually going to be a much larger number as we look at all of the data. So if you look at just at a minimal number, it's the size of Vermont or bigger. And the overall number could be 10 million people, could be 12 million people, could be 20 million people. The record keeping from past administrations has not exactly been very good. As human smugglers and traffickers have learned how the game is played and how to game the system, we have witnessed a staggering 1,700 increase in asylum claims since the year 2010. They understand the law better than the lawyers understand the law. You have a lot of professionalism there. You have a lot of professionalism involved with setting up the caravans. You take a look at the way that's happening. Even the countries, you look at Honduras and El Salvador, and you look at what's happening at the different levels in different countries or what's happening on the streets. There's a lot of professionalism taking place, and there seems to be a lot of money passing. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, these big caravans are formed, and they start marching up. Got a long way to go. On average, once released, an asylum case takes 3.5 years to complete. Think of it. Somebody walks into our country, reads a statement given by a lawyer, and we have a 3.5-year court case for one person. Whereas other people tell them, out, get out, just get out. Other countries, get out. We have a border, get out. We go through years and years of litigation because of the Democrats and the incompetent, very, very stupid laws that we have. They're the laughing stock all over the world, including the people that are marching up. They understand. But the difference is we're not allowing them in, and we're not releasing, and we're not doing any of the things that were done for so many years that really are terrible for our country. The overwhelming majority of claims are rejected by the courts, but by that time, the alien has usually long since disappeared into our country. So they never get to see the judge, they never get to have a ruling. They don't care because they're in the country and nobody knows where they are. All told, there are approximately 1 million aliens who have received final orders of removal. They've actually got final orders of removal. You don't have to go to a court anymore. The courts have already issued the orders of removal, and we've gotten a lot of them, but who remain at large in our country. So we're moving them out. This endemic abuse of the asylum system makes a mockery of our immigration system, displacing legitimate asylum seekers, and there are legitimate asylum seekers, while rewarding those who abuse or defraud our system, which is almost everybody. Everybody is abusing it and just doing things to our system which were unthinkable, I'm sure, even by the Democrats who were largely responsible for getting it done. These individuals disrespect the foundations of American government by voluntarily choosing to break the law as their first act on American soil. Furthermore, contained within this giant flow of illegal migration to our southwest border is the movement of illicit and deadly narcotics. It's in the southwest. Most of it comes in. Nearly 100% of heroin in the United States enters through the southern border. Think of that, 100% almost of heroin comes in through the southern border, along with roughly 90% of cocaine and the majority of meth and a substantial portion of the ultra-lethal fentanyl killing our youth. The fentanyl is killing our youth. These drugs destroy the lives and kill much more than 70,000 Americans every single year. And the number goes up and up and up because we are so foolish with our laws that we allow this to happen. A death toll equivalent of the size of an entire American city every year. The current influx, if not halted, threatens to overwhelm our immigration system and our communities.
All right, folks. So give me a second here. I just wanted to say something real quick. Something that we're trying out because, as you guys might know, YouTube doesn't send notifications when we go live. Sometimes they send it, sometimes they don't. So we're trying something new. So if you would like to opt into this test that we're doing, you can you can text using your cell phone. You can text America First all together, America First, and you can send that text message to 555-888. So again, you can send America First all together to 555-888, and you will be signed up to our text message list where we will send you a text every single time the president is set to speak, or if he has a rally or any notification, breaking news, all that stuff. We promise you we will not flood you with text messages and stuff like that. It is only when important stuff is coming up, like rallies or very important speeches by the president in the White House and stuff like that. So if you would like to opt in, you can send a text message, America First, all together to 555-888. Right now, it's in a trial period because we're trying to figure out if this is a good move for us to better notify you when there is a rally or a speech by the president. So if you guys would like to sign up, you can text America First, everything together, America First, to 555-888. Thank you so much.
Entire nation have to have our borders. Can't let drugs come in. It's not just people. It's people, it's drugs, it's human traffickers. Human trafficking is now at the highest level in the world that it's ever been. That's because of the internet. Think of it, human trafficking. You think back 200 years, 500 years, human trafficking, where they steal children, in many cases women, unfortunately. They steal women. They're human traffickers, the lowest scum on earth, the lowest scum on earth. And it's at a level that it's never been worldwide, never been at a level like this. If these caravans are allowed into our country, only bigger and more emboldened caravans will follow. And you see that's what's happening now. We have one that's coming up, and it's being somewhat dissipated as they march, but then other people are joining it. And then it gets bigger. And now, if you look back at Honduras and if you look at El Salvador, other ones are solving, and they're forming. They're forming. You have new ones that are forming. And we call it caravan number 2. Is unbelievably rough, people. Very, very hard for the military to stop it. Our military will have no problem. But very, very hard. Mexico's having a very, very hard time with it. Once they arrive, the Democrat Party's vision is to offer them free health care, free welfare, free education, and even the right to vote. You and the hardworking taxpayers of our country will be asked to pick up the entire tab. That's what's happening. Medical, and in many cases, they've got some big medical problems before they get here. No nation can allow itself to be overwhelmed by uncontrolled masses of people rushing their border. That's what's happening. They are rushing our border. They're coming up, and even before you get to the caravan, just on a daily basis, people coming in. And it's a very bad thing for our country. It's sad in many ways, but it's a very bad thing for our country. And again, costs us billions and billions and billions of dollars a year. And I will therefore take every lawful action at my disposal to address this crisis. And that's what we're doing. The United States military, great people. My administration is finalizing a plan to end the rampant abuse of our asylum system. It's abused, to halt a dangerous influx and to establish control over America's sovereign borders. We've got borders. And once that control is set and standardized and made very strong, including the building of the wall, which we've already started, $1.6 billion spent last year, $1.6 billion this year. We have another 1.6 that will be coming, but we want to build it at one time. All it does is turn people in a different direction if you don't. We want to build it at one time. Under this plan, the illegal aliens will no longer get a free pass into our country by lodging meritless claims in seeking asylum. Instead, migrants seeking asylum will have to present themselves lawfully at a port of entry. So they're going to have to lawfully present themselves at a port of entry. Those who choose to break our laws and enter illegally will no longer be able to use meritless claims to gain automatic admission into our country. We will hold them for a long time if necessary. The only long-term solution to the crisis and the only way to ensure the endurance of our nation as a sovereign country is for Congress to overcome open borders obstruction. That's exactly what it is. It's open borders obstruction. No votes. You can come up with the greatest border plan, the greatest immigration plan. You won't get one vote from a Democrat. They have terrible policy. In many cases, they're terrible politicians. But the one thing I give them great credit for, they vote as a bloc. They stick together. And we will end catch and release. We're not releasing any longer. We also must finish the job that we started by being strong at the border. When we're strong at the border, people will turn away and they won't bother. You will see in a year from now, or in certainly a period of time from now, despite our very good economy, which some of them come for that, I can't blame them for that. You have to do it legally. But you will see that the numbers of people trying to get in will be greatly reduced. But that can only happen if we're strong at the border. And the southern border is a big problem. And it's a tremendous problem for drugs pouring in and destroying our youth and really destroying the fabric of our country. There's never been a drug problem like we have today. And as I said, much of it comes from the southern border. So in the meantime, I will fulfill my sacred obligation to protect our country and defend the United States of America. And this is a defense of our country. We have no choice. We have no choice. We will defend our borders. We will defend our country. Thank you very much.
President, what happens to the children then? If you're ending catch and release, what happens to those children? Do they stay released?
We're working on a system where they stay together, but I will say that by doing that, tremendous numbers, and under the Obama plan, you could separate children. They never did anything about that. Nobody talks about that. But under President Obama, they separated children from the parents. We actually put it so that that didn't happen. But what happens when you do that is you get tremendous numbers of people coming. It's almost like an incentive to When they hear they're not going to be separated, they come many, many times over. But President Obama separated the children from the parents, and nobody complained. When we continued the exact same law, this country went crazy. So we are going to continue and try to continue what we're doing. But it is a tremendous incentive for people to try. But it's going to be very, very hard for people to come into our country. So we think we'll be able to do that.
How do you plan to them firing upon any of these people? Could you see?
I hope not. I hope not. It's the military. I hope there won't be that. But I will tell you this, anybody throwing stones, rocks, like they did to Mexico and the Mexican military, Mexican police, where they badly hurt police and soldiers of Mexico, we will consider that a firearm. Because there's not much difference. When you get hit in the face with a rock, which, as you know, it was very violent a few days ago, very, very violent. That break-in, it was a break-in of a country. They broke into Mexico. And you look at what's happening in Guatemala, just to mention Guatemala, along with El Salvador and Honduras. It's disgraceful that those countries aren't able to stop this, because they should be able to stop it before it starts. And the United States pays them a fortune. And we're looking at not doing that anymore, because why should we be doing that when they do nothing for us? Jeff, go ahead.
Mr. President, how is this plan going to be legal, considering current law?
Oh, this is totally legal. No, this is legal. We're stopping people at the border. This is an invasion, and nobody's even questioning that.
But in terms of your plans to change asylum, are you going to leave this via executive
No, you don't
order?
have to. You don't have to release. You can hold. The problem is, to hold people, you need massive facilities. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Another country says, sorry, you can't come in. With us, we take their name, take their phone number, take their everything, and say, good luck. Only because we don't have the facilities to hold people. But we're building the facilities now. We're building massive numbers of tents, and we will hold them in tents. But you don't have to release them. They released them only because they didn't have the facilities to hold.
Is there like an executive order that you're going to be releasing today?
We will be doing an executive order sometime next week.
Executive order ending with ending catch and release and asylum?
It's going to end. It's going to be talking about everything. It'll be quite comprehensive. Many of the things we've talked about today.
Mr. President, so you're so just to clarify, you are speaking of in the tents, these family units that we're.
Well, we have other facilities. They're being overrun.
All right,
And-
folks. Give me a second here while I get some of this stuff. Okay, folks. So we have footage from inside the venue where President Trump is going to have his rally. So make sure that you guys please share this live stream on social media. We're going to be you're going to be seeing a screen that says live stream starting soon as we get everything ready for you folks. President Trump is right now campaigning in Macon. I think that's how you pronounce it, Macon. So I'm going to be putting it up on your screen in just a second here as we get ready for the president. And we'll go on from there. Thank you so much for choosing us as your stream of choice. If you guys share the live stream on Twitter or on Facebook, I'll give you guys a quick shout out as a thank you for helping us here at Golden State Times. So if you guys can please share this live stream on social media, that would be amazing. And like I said, if you guys share it on Facebook and on Twitter, then I'll give you guys a quick shout out. Thank you so much for your support. All right, so we're going to be switching it over. There it is. This is live footage from President Trump's rally in Macon. Is it Macon or Macon, Georgia? Thank you so much. All right, folks, welcome. My name is Jen. I'm from Golden State Times. I'm the host of the stream, and I'd like to welcome you to President Trump's rally in Georgia. President Trump is in Macon, Georgia, I believe. That's how you call it. And he's set to campaign. This is one of two rallies. There's a rally later on today, so make sure that you guys do not miss it. We're going to have it live here at Golden State Times, so make sure you guys tune in. So again, this is in Georgia, folks. President Trump rallying 2 today, 3 tomorrow, believe it or not. 3 rallies tomorrow. Today we have 2. So President Trump is in Macon, Georgia. And then later on today, he's going to be in Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's going to happen at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. This is live footage from Macon, Georgia, once again. So we are testing something out right now, folks. I know that YouTube is not sending is not sending notifications when we go live or when we upload a video or when we upload something that has to do with breaking news. YouTube is just not sending notifications because they just really do not care. So we are trying to make it easier for you to get notifications when we go live. So if you would like to get text messages sent to your cell phones when we go live for any breaking news or President Trump speeches at the White House or anywhere else he's at, or rallies just like this one, so you can get notified directly by us, you can send a text message to 555-888 and just put America First all together, no spaces, America First. Text that to 555-888 and we will send you a notification when we go live for a Trump rally or a President Trump speech. We promise you we will not flood you with text messages, nothing like that. It would only be sent when there is a live stream coming up. So if you guys would like to sign up for that, again, you have to text America First all together to 555-888. So it's pretty simple. 555-888, America First all together, and then you'll opt in so we can notify you when we go live. So make sure you guys, if you guys would like to do that, thank you so much in advance. The president should be landing soon. This is one of those hangar rallies where the Air Force One is going to be touching down and is going to stop, and the president is going to come out, and then he's going to deliver his speech. Thank you so much. Please share this live stream on social media, like I said. If you guys share it on Twitter, I'm going to give you guys quick shout outs here in just a few minutes. Thank you so much for your support. All right, folks, so I'm going to be giving some couple shout outs here. We have Hemihead. Thank you so much for your continued support, Hemihead. We also have Sped, Teacher for Trump. Thank you so much for sharing the live stream. We have I Am Canadian A. Thank you so much for sharing the live stream on social media. George, thank you so much, George. Suzanne and Gary, thank you so much for sharing the live stream on social media. We also have Rainbow Promise. Thank you so much for your continued support in sharing the live stream. We have Rose. Thank you so much, Rose, for sharing the live stream. Blanche. Thank you so much, Blanche, for sharing the live stream on social media. We also have Cram. Thank you so much, Cram, for sharing the live stream on social media, like always. Wired Wog, thank you so much for sharing the live stream on social media. Christopher and Shirley, thank you so much for sharing the live stream. Peggy, thank you so much, Peggy, for your support in sharing the live stream. We also have, let's see here, Sherry Taz. I hope I said that right. Thank you so much for sharing the live stream on social media. Cynthia, thank you so much, Cynthia, for sharing the live stream. Justice for Tommy, thank you so much for sharing the live stream. We also have Vicky, thank you so much, Vicky, and Deborah, thank you so much, Deborah. Let's see, we have also Phyllis, thank you so much, Phyllis, for sharing the live stream on social media. Dave, thank you so much, Dave. Lean350, I hope I said that right. Thank you so much for sharing the live stream. Old but not tired. That's how I feel right now. I feel old, but I'm not tired. Thank you so much for sharing the live stream on social media. Archangel's War Cry, thank you so much for sharing the live stream. Tom Hayes, thank you so much for sharing the live stream on social media. And I think that's it for now, folks. Thank you so much, everyone that is sharing the live stream on social media. Oh, we have some more here. Gene, thank you so much, Gene. And also Steve Simpson, thank you so much for sharing the live stream. Suzanne, thank you so much, Suzanne, for your support sharing the live stream. Maga Man Mike, thank you so much, Maga Man Mike. Thank you so much, Patriot. Tessa, thank you so much, Tessa, for sharing the live stream on social media. IK, thank you so much for sharing the live stream on social media. We also have, I think that's it. Thank you, everyone, for sharing the live stream. If you guys share it on Twitter or on Facebook, I'll give you guys a quick shout out as a thank you for supporting us and for helping us out sharing this live stream on social media. So it looks like we do have quite a few Patriots that are that are signing up to our text message notifications because YouTube is just not sending the notification. YouTube doesn't care about us. You have an idea why YouTube doesn't care about us. So we're trying to notify all Patriots when we go live for Trump rallies and when we go live for events, White House, State Department, all that stuff. So if you like to opt in getting notifications from us directly, you can send a text message of America First altogether to 555-888. Pretty simple, folks. Text America First altogether, America First, to 555-888. And then we'll send you a notification when we go live for rallies or we go live for President Trump events where he delivers speeches. So if you'd like to opt in, text America First altogether to 555-888. Thank you so much for your support. All right, folks. So if you guys are new to our channel, if you guys never been on our live stream before, the chat is simple. We keep it civil. We allow people to speak freely, but we keep it simple. All we want on the chat is civility. There's no need for racism. There's no need for, bad language unless, it's something where people are angry or emotional about a certain issue or whatever. But there's no need for racism. There's no need for bad language, here and there. That's okay. But absolutely no racism on the chat. That we just want to be civil. We want to talk. We want to have fun. There's tons of amazing comedians on the chat. I love it. I love how you guys are so extremely funny. We don't need none of those Hollywood comedians. All you have to do is come to a Golden State Times live stream and read the chat. We have tons of comedians on here, folks, and we just have fun. That's all. That's all we want. We want to have fun. We want to see what's going on. We want to listen to the president. We want to talk about issues. We want to interact with other patriots and other Americans and patriots around the world. That's what we're all about. So that's we don't have any rules. We just want people to be civil and we want people to have fun. Thank you so much. Uh-oh, why are we pointing to the sky? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Or is it... That was a beautiful landing. If you guys thought that was a beautiful landing, press 1 on the chat.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
All right, folks, so the president is going to be coming out soon. Please share this live stream on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Reddit, on... I keep on wanting to say Gab. I can't wait for Gab to come back. But anyways, on Reddit, on 4chan, on 8chan, on 16chan, on, 420chan. I don't care where, I can care less where you guys put it. But if you guys can please share this live stream on social media. If you guys share it on Twitter or on Facebook, I'll give you guys a quick shout out as a thank you for sharing the live stream. That helps out the channel immensely. Also, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. That helps out the channel. That forces YouTube, believe it or not, that forces YouTube to recommend this live stream to more Americans. Believe it or not, you click the thumbs up button right below the video and you say hello in the chat and you share this live stream, and YouTube has absolutely no choice, because this is a live stream, to promote it. So if you want to Red Pill America, if you want to help us Red Pill America, then make sure you guys click the thumbs up button, you share this live stream, and you say hello on the chat. That way, YouTube has no choice but to promote this and to recommend this to more Americans, and then more Americans will see the truth compared to the fake news lies that they see on the mainstream media. All right, folks, so if you just joined us right now, welcome. This is live footage from Georgia, where President Trump is going to have his rally in just a few minutes. He's going to step out and deliver his speech. We are doing a new thing today, so if you would like to do this with us, to help us out, we know that YouTube is not sending notifications. They're just not doing it, and you can guess why. So what we're doing is we're setting up a thing where if you text America First to 555-888, we directly, me, will send you a notification that we are going live, we are live, or there is a live stream coming up. So if you would like to sign up, it's free, 100% free. Text America First all together to 555-888, and then I will send you a notification and tell you, hey, you know what? There's a live stream coming up. We are live right now, or there's breaking news. Don't worry, I will not flood you with text messages or anything like that. That's not the type of people that we are. It's only whenever there is a rally, whenever there is a speech or event that we're going to be covering. So if you'd like to sign up, text America First all together to 555-888, and then that way you get a notification. Thank you so much. All right, folks, like you just witnessed, the president is already on the venue. He's out. He's about to reach the podium in just a few minutes. So please share this live stream on social media. Thank you very much for your continued support. The president should be coming out in just a few minutes. All right, folks, so I'm going to be giving a couple shout outs before the president comes out. And Wilson, thank you so much for sharing the live stream. We also have JD Clark and Sharon Morgan. Thank you so much for sharing the live stream. We also have Mega Media. Thank you so much for sharing the live stream. Or is it Maga Media? All right, so let's see. Who else do we have on here? Oh, we have a super chat. Thank you so much to Anon. Thank you so much for your support through super chat. Those super chats helps us get to the next rally, folks. It helps us a lot. So thank you so much for that super chat. If you guys haven't yet, please share the live stream on social media, on Facebook and on Twitter. That helps us out a lot too, folks. You cannot believe how much it helps us. Thank you so much to Megan. Thank you so much, Megan, for sharing the live stream. So please share the live stream on social media, folks. It helps us a lot. Thank you so much. Don't forget, folks, that now you can get notified directly by us here at Golden State Times. If you'd like to get notified by text message, all you have to do is text America First, all together, America First, to 555-888. And then you'll get a notification directly from me that we are set to go live soon. Here's the president.
Thank you very much, Georgia. This is like being at a Georgia football game. This is incredible. Wow. Yeah. I only wish the media was back about 200 yards so that all those people behind them could see. And we have 15,000 people in a different location. I think Brian's going to do very well. I'm thrilled to be back in this great state that, by the way, we won very easily in 60. With thousands of hard-working and wonderful American patriots, and that's what you are. In just 2 days, the people of Georgia are going to elect Brian Kemp as your next governor to protect your jobs, defend your borders, fight for your values, and continue to make America great again. This is one of the most important elections of our lifetime. This is a very important election. I wouldn't say it's as important as 16, but it's right up there. It's right up there. It really is. It's become so incredible. And there is electricity in the air like I haven't seen since the 16 big victory that we all had together. Incredible electricity. And in fact, speaking of that, could I ask, look at this, like the Academy Awards, look at how many cameras. Could I ask you to turn around and shoot? They don't have to do this with other celebrities when they come here who don't have very big crowds. Look at the people back there. Shoot it. You got to shoot it. Turn around. Turn around. Turn the cameras around. They never turn them around, folks. They never turn them around. They never turn them around. This crowd goes way, way, way back into the field. This is incredible. This is incredible. And I really wish the fake news media would show the crowds because they don't do it. They always go, Donald Trump gave a speech today in front of a nice crowd. There have never been crowds like this, just so you understand. In the history of politics, you've never had crowds like this for midterm elections. There's never been crowds like that. But you know, all the people, a lot of them watching on television, they get great ratings. At least this speech does. I can't say about the other ones because they don't get great ratings. But you know what? They get it because they hear the noise. You can't duplicate when you have 20, 25, 30,000 people. You can't duplicate that sound with 500 people like are showing up to other rallies. You know, for 2 years we've had big crowds from the beginning, right? And by the way, you remember, we never left, and it's we, not me. It's we. We're part. We're all the same. We never left center stage. You know what that means, right? We were always in first place, and then we went against Crooked Hillary, and we did very well there also. But we never left center stage. What a group. What a group. You're great people. You're great people. I want to tell you, you built this country, folks. You built this country. You're great people. But we never did. We never left center stage. Every debate, I was right in the middle. That meant you always had the highest number. You always had the highest number. You were always in. And I always insisted on having an odd number in the debate. You know why? Because I wanted to be center. I didn't want to be two people center. Right? Does that make sense? It makes sense. And during our rallies, we always had these massive, the biggest they've ever seen. And I always used to say, turn the camera around, show. They never did, because they're fake news. They don't want to show. And I'd always say, turn the camera around. And I'll never forget, I went through 4 or 5, and they just wouldn't show these massive crowds from the beginning, right from the beginning, 3 years ago, right from the beginning. And then what happened is there were some protesters in one rally, like 2 people that live in a basement of their parents' house. And I thought the camera was very new and you couldn't change them. You know, they're very rigid. There's steel stuff and you couldn't change them. You couldn't turn them. And then we had a little protest in the back corner, which was impossible for a camera to see. And those cameras, they looked like pretzels the way they turned. When they saw trouble, they were able to turn. But that's the way the press treats us. And I hope you show the real crowd that's here today. And I hope you show... And I hope you show the thousands of people that are in another part of the airport watching this on television. Thousands and thousands of additional people. They'll say, President Trump and former President Obama had wonderful crowds. Let's sort of compare. But this election will decide whether we build on this extraordinary prosperity that we've created. Did you see the numbers on Friday? Did you see those numbers? Or whether we let the radical Democrats take a giant wrecking ball to our economy and to our future. America now has the best economy in the history of our country. And it can be destroyed very quickly. That's why you have to get to the polls. In the last month alone, we added 250,000 jobs, and that is despite the hurricane, which also hit a chunk of Georgia. Those Georgia farmers, I met with them. I was with Sonny Perdue, our great agricultural secretary, and I met with a lot of the farmers. And these are great people. I'll never forget it, actually. These are great, great people. And one of them said, Sir, I've been growing cotton for 25 years. This is the best crop I've ever grown. I had some problems over the last 2 or 3 years, but this is going to take care of all my problems. And then the hurricane came, and in 4 hours, there was nothing left. And it was true. There was nothing. It was gone. All the best cotton that I've ever grown. Now, I assume that's a man that knows cotton. And I'm saying, what does the best cotton mean? If I ever said that, they'd say, what is he talking about? The best cotton I've ever seen. Sounded like Trump, actually. But he meant this was the best crop he's ever grown. And it was good. And then, boom, it was gone. And I told Sonny Perdue, who loves you, who was your governor, as you know, and a popular governor. And a popular governor. I guess he'd still be governor if they didn't have term limits. Sonny was a great popular governor, and he's now the Secretary of Agriculture. And I told him we're helping those farmers in Georgia. And by the way, Alabama got hit. Florida. Did Florida get hit or what? And we're helping them all. We're helping our farmers a lot. In addition to the deal we made with Canada, Mexico, etc., we're helping our farmers. We're going to get them over this because they got really hit hard. They got wiped out. We're going to help them. Great people. Great people. Since Election Day, we have created 4.5 million new jobs, and we have lifted 4.3 million people off of food stamps. Think of that. Jobless claims in Georgia just fell to their lowest level in 45 years. More Georgia workers are employed today than at any time or any point in American history. Think of that. You want to see that end quickly? You want to see Georgia prosperity end quickly? Vote for the Democrat. She'll end it quickly. She will end it quickly, and she'll double up your taxes, and a lot of bad things will happen. We passed a massive tax cut for Georgia families, and we will soon follow it up with another 10% tax cut for the middle class. We're working on that now. Here in Georgia, the great news just keeps rolling in. Jobs are going up. Crime is going down. Wages are rising, first time in many years. You saw that in the report on Friday. Poverty is plummeting, and confidence is at an all-time high. Other than that, we're not doing very well. Under Republican leadership, Georgia is safer, Georgia is stronger, and Georgia is winning like never before. And I'll tell you what, I know Brian. He will take it to new heights, heights that you wouldn't even believe. I know him. This guy doesn't stop, which is what you want. He's an incredible manager. He's been successful all the way up and down the line. This man will bring it to heights that you wouldn't believe even today with those great numbers. And to protect your rights and freedoms, we overcame the Democrats' smear campaign and confirmed the newest member of the United States Supreme Court, Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Boy, did he get treated badly. The Democrats treated him so badly, so unfair. And did you see what happened on Friday? You know what I'm talking about, right? They knew. You knew that before. You knew that. These three women, they knew that before. They knew that a long time ago. So a woman who accused then Judge Kavanaugh of horrible, horrible crimes admitted that actually she never met Judge Kavanaugh or Brett Kavanaugh or Kavanaugh, period. Never met him, never saw him, and the act never happened, and it was a lie. It was a total lie. She made up the story, and she was forced to admit it. It was a false accusation. It was a false statement. And she was forced to admit it. Can you imagine? This man, for 10 years, who knew I was going to do this? I didn't. I was happily building buildings in Manhattan, having a good time, having a nice, simple life. A nice, simple life. And then I said to my beautiful First Lady, I said, what the hell? Let's give it a shot. And look what happened. Look what happened. Now, and we're doing things for our country that haven't been done in 100 years. What we're doing, we're turning it around. By the way, when I came in backstage, happens all the time, but when I came in backstage, a very powerful, strong guy was saying, thank you very much. A very, very powerful guy, big, strong guy, with tears coming down on his face, said, thank you, Mr. President, for saving our country. This happens all the time. This happens all the time. Thank you. Tears. Tears. I said, when was the last time you cried? He said, I don't know that I ever cried. Even as a baby, this guy didn't cry. But he was crying backstage. I mean, tears are coming down, thanking me. And it's true. We turned the country around. The country was going down. But think in terms of Justice Kavanaugh. Think if he didn't get the appointment based on this woman's false accusations. Think of it. Think of it. Just think of it. How horrible that was. I think this was number 4. And by the way, what about the other ones? How about the other ones, folks? This was number 4. Oh, you'll see others now. But how about the other ones? But listen to this. So supposing this was the final straw and the Democrats who were so bad, who were so disrespectful, who were so horrible, right? How about the leak? How about Dianne Feinstein with the leak? I don't know about the leak. Remember when she went? No, I don't know. Did we leak? John Cornyn asked the question. He answered, boom. Did you leak? No, well, let me check. No, we didn't leak. I always say that may be the worst body language I've ever seen in my life, right? She leaked. In other words, she leaked. But it was terrible the way he got treated, and now this woman comes forward, says, I never met him, and it was a false story, false statements, I lied. She said, I lied, and he could have lost a judgeship on a story that was made up. And the way the Democrats treated him and us, you got to get to the polls on Tuesday and you got to vote. The contrast in this election could not be more clear. Republicans produce jobs, Democrats produce mobs. You've heard that. You've seen it. Antifa. They take the helmet off and they take the armbands and you see these little arms. And then they see the clubs in their hand. You know, they're tough guys, right? Where are the bikers for Trump? Where are the police? Where are the military? Where are the ICE? Where are the Border Patrol? No. We've taken a lot, folks. But you see these guys, you take off their helmet, their black outfit with the pads, so tough guys, you know, and they're swinging clubs viciously. They couldn't care less who they hit. These are bad people. These are people causing problems, and the press doesn't want to talk about them. If the radical resistance, and that's what they are, radical resistance, takes power, they will move immediately to reverse America's progress and to eradicate all of the gains that we've made. The Democrat Party wants to raise your taxes, restore immediately job-killing regulations. They want to take away and destroy your health care, because that's what's going to happen. Impose socialism and totally erase America's borders. How about that caravan? Do you want to let that caravan just pour in? I don't think so. So we started the wall, $1.6 billion, another $1.6 billion just approved. We're building it in pieces and chunks, but I want to build it all at one time. In the meantime, you saw, last week I called up the United States military. We're not playing games, folks. There's no game. Because you look at what's marching up, that's an invasion. That's an invasion. And a lot of things happening. You know, ask yourself, how do you think that formed? And did you see the second caravan? And we pay these countries, by the way, Honduras, El Salvador. We pay these countries hundreds of millions of dollars, which, by the way, will be stopping very soon. Okay? don't do a damn thing. They don't do a damn thing for us. We called up, I asked Vice President Mike Pence to call up the head of Honduras, to call up the heads of all. He called them, he said, listen, we don't want you to allow the formation of caravans in your country. We pay you hundreds of millions of dollars a year, which is probably just stolen. And we don't want it. And you know what? Oh, absolutely, we will. In the meantime, nothing. They do nothing for us. Democrats want to invite caravan after caravan of illegal aliens to pour into our country. These are the same caravans that have violently overrun Mexican soldiers and police. You saw this. We're not dealing with babies here, folks. You know, every time I say you have some rough people in there, the media said, how dare you? We want to see proof. Well, they gave you 300 names yesterday. These are rough people in many cases. And if they're allowed to break through our borders, only larger and bigger, we have emboldened these people. It's not going to happen. And by the way, you saw how good our military, they got off those planes. I had so many calls and I had so many people. And we look at those soldiers. And you saw that barbed wire going up, that barbed wire. Yes, sir, we have barbed wire going up because you know what? We're not letting these people invade our country. We want them to come in. We want them to come in, but they have to come in legally. They have to come in legally. And that's why I'm sending a message today to the caravans, to the criminals, to the human traffickers. Do you believe human trafficking, because of the internet, is more prevalent today than it ever was in the history of our world? This is a worldwide, unbelievable problem. Who would think we're talking about this? You think of that from 500 years ago. Because of the internet, worse today than it's ever been. And we're not letting in the smugglers. So turn back now, because you're not coming into the United States unless you go through the process. Turn back. So if you want more caravans and you want more crime, vote Democrat. It's very simple. If you want strong borders and safe communities, vote Republican. And by the way, I saw him backstage. I said, I'm going to bring him up just for a second. He's a really good guy. I met him years ago. And I know you really like him. He's a Georgia legend who truly knows about winning. He led the Georgia team to a national championship. Coach Vince Dooley. Vince, come up here, Coach.
President Trump, thanks for coming to Georgia and supporting Brian Kemp for governor. Brian grew up with our family. We've known him since they were 10, 15 years old. My wife's best friend is Brian's mother, a football player. My son played side by side as the offensive guard and tackle with a total weight of about 180 pounds apiece. They weren't going to kill him today. But President Trump, thanks for keeping your promises. Thanks for all you've done. God bless America. And one other thing, I talked to Herschel. And Herschel supports Brian, and you'll be hearing from him in the next day or two via the mail. God bless America.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. And the coach is right about the great Herschel Walker. He has given me his support from day one, and I understand he just endorsed Brian. And Herschel, you couldn't stop Herschel. Remember that? I remember in his day at Georgia, they wrote a ballad, right? The ballad to Herschel Walker. It was pretty easy to coach that team, though, Coach. What you did is you took the snap and you handed it to Herschel. 10 yards, 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards. And then everybody on the team went into the NFL. They said, well, but I'll tell you, Herschel Walker's been great, and he's been a tremendous friend of all of us, and that was some football player. And you have a great team this year, but having Herschel wouldn't be bad, right? Having Herschel. Thank you very much. And we're grateful to be joined also by a man who's really done a terrific job as your governor, Nathan Deal. Nathan? Nathan Deal. Thank you, Nathan. And here with us today is a man we all know. He has been such a tremendous help to me in the United States Senate. Whenever there's something tough, everybody tends to go to David Perdue because he gets it done. Thank you, David. Thank you very much. Thanks, David. What a great guy. And also, Sonny Perdue. Where is Sonny? Where is Sonny? Where the hell? Sonny, you've done a great job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sonny. Great job, Sonny. We're going to get the money for those farmers in Georgia, Sonny? Yeah. We may have to come up with some new rules, but we'll get you there, right, Sonny? We'll get you there, because what's not... You know, it's amazing. You know what's amazing? We give billions and billions of dollars to these foreign countries that don't give a damn about us, and we can't get a couple of bucks to farmers that got wiped out by a hurricane, and we're going to take care of our farmers. In Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina. Okay? I just put a lot of pressure on Sonny, but he can handle it, right? He can handle it, David, right? And we are joined by many fantastic Republican members of Congress. I hear they're all doing very well. They don't even have to be introduced. They're doing really well. But you know what? Let's not take a chance. Go out and vote. I've heard before how well people are doing. And then, you know, people say, oh, we don't have to. Doing so well. And then bad things happen. Go out and vote. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. A terrific guy, all of them. These people helped us so much with tax cuts and regulation cuts. Congressman Drew Ferguson. Drew. Thanks, Drew. Great job, Drew. Austin Scott. Thanks, Austin. He's got the Make Farmers Great Again hat. He's got the green hat. That's called Make Farmers Great Again. That's what we've done with our new deals with Canada, with South Korea, with Mexico. Remember, they said we wouldn't get them done. We got them done, and they understood. If we didn't get them done, we were just going to have to tariff all their product coming in. So we got them done, and they were great. Jody Heiss. Jody. Great job. Thank you for all the help. Thanks, Jody. Great job. Barry Loudermilk. Barry. These are all guys that are winning by so much. Usually I have to tell like long stories about each one. In other words, with these guys. But you still want people to get out and vote, right? Right, Barry? Rick Allen. Rick. Thanks, Rick. Thanks, Rick. And Tom Graves. Great people. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. You have great people. If you don't want to be saying, Speaker Pelosi, for the next 2 years, get out and vote. And I will tell you, you don't hear this thing too much about the blue wave anymore. Do you notice? You know, about a month ago, 2 months ago, I was hearing about this horrendous blue wave. It's going to sweep us all out. It's going to be terrible. I haven't heard the term blue wave, but you better get out and vote. Otherwise, I'm going to look very bad with this statement. This Tuesday, the people of Georgia are going to head to the polls to choose your next governor. And I think most of you know how important that decision will be. Brian Kemp is an incredible fighter and a tireless champion for the people and for the values of Georgia. And he was with me right from the beginning. I read an article, they said he was with Trump from the moment he saw Donald Trump and Melania come down the escalator in Trump Tower. That's when he was with. I like those people. He will keep your jobs and wages rising, which is what's happening. He will provide great schools and health care for your loved ones. And he will keep your family safe. So important. Brian will always stand behind our military, and he has. He will stand behind our vets. More importantly, he loves our vets. He talks to me about the vets. He talks to me about the vets a lot. Sometimes I say, Brian, we got to talk about another subject. Please, Brian. And we got Veterans' Choice passed, by the way. He's always behind our police and our law enforcement, and he will never let anything bad happen to our Second Amendment, which, believe me, is under siege. Our Second Amendment. Our Second Amendment. If Stacey Abrams gets in, your Second Amendment is gone. Gone. Stacey and her friends will get rid of it. You wouldn't mind somebody comes knocking in here, please? I'd like you to have your guns turned over to government. Take your guns away. Please give us all guns right now. Brian's opponent, Stacey Abrams, is one of the most extreme, far-left politicians in the entire country. You know that. She wants to raise your income tax very substantially. She wants to raise your property tax very substantially, right through the roof. She supports a socialist takeover of health care, which means you will never be able to see your doctor, just like the vets never got to see their doctor. And just like President Obama, I'm going to be very nice, did not tell the truth. When he says you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan, he said it 28 times. And it wasn't true. You put Stacey in there, and you're going to have Georgia turn into Venezuela. I don't think the people of Georgia like that. And Stacey Abrams, and I spoke to law enforcement, spoke to everybody, is really weak on crime. Really weak on crime. That's not what you need. She wants to end the death penalty for even the most vicious and ruthless killers. Stacey Abrams voted against tougher penalties for violent criminals who assault our police officers. Stacey Abrams wants to turn your wonderful state into a giant sanctuary city for criminal aliens, putting innocent Georgia families at the mercy of hardened criminals and predators. Abrams voted in favor of allowing illegal aliens to receive public benefits. Oh, that's wonderful. She even, listen to this, voted to let illegal aliens hold public office. Isn't that wonderful? And Stacey Abrams wants illegal aliens to vote. You know, that's one of the big deals here. They like them coming in because we're winning. And they figure if enough of them come in, eventually they'll be able to vote, and they're going to vote for the Democrats, right? We can't let this happen. For other reasons, too, but we can't let that happen. She opposed requiring proof of American citizenship at the ballot box. And she recently said she wants illegal aliens to be part of her blue wave. I think her blue wave's not going to happen. And she brought Oprah here to help her. And you know, Oprah was a friend of mine until I ran for office, Senate. Once I ran for office, we diverged slightly. In fact, you know what? Yeah, I think the media will check this. Look at all those cameras. That's terrible. A lot of people said it should be frightening every day having to speak in front. And they're looking. One little mistake, one little stutter, one little accidentally saying wrong word. It's a major headline. It's a major headline. One little tiny, a little bit of a mispronunciation of a word. It's front page news all over the world. You know what? You know what? The bottom line, just don't make any mistakes. But anyway, so Oprah's been down to Mar-a-Lago, and honestly, we did. Until I ran for office, we did very well. We had a good relationship, and I like Oprah. But you know what you don't know? Oprah, when she ended her show, had her 5 most important people, I assume, her last week. You remember the last week? Well, I was on her full show on the last week. I think they're trying to burn the tape. Are they trying to burn the tape? But Oprah was here to endorse Stacey, and I'm here to endorse Brian. And you know what? I hope you're going to listen to my endorsement. Stacey Abrams will make your schools and neighborhoods unsafe, and she will make your jobs disappear like magic. You know the magic wand that President Obama said, you'll never get your manufacturing jobs back. You need a magic wand. Well, we did. But all of these reasons, and maybe the best reason of all, he's a great leader. He's a strong man. He's a strong personality, which you need. And he is somebody that will be a great governor of Georgia. Brian Kemp, please come on.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, thank you, Mr. President. We're so glad that you have Georgia on your mind. I was just thinking backstage about my opponents had, you know, Obama and Hillary and Elizabeth Warren. But we got Trump, Pence. So we got Trump, Pence, Vince Dooley, and Herschel Walker, the goal line stalker. Mr. President, I do on behalf of hardworking Georgians want to thank you for your response to Hurricane Michael. I was on the ground down there as you were, and the Vice President was, and Secretary Perdue, and I've never been more prouder to be a Georgian to see the federal, state, local response to our brothers and sisters in need. Thank you very much. As you know, my opponent doesn't think a whole lot about farmers and people that work in hospitality, but you sure do. We also want to thank you for the tax cuts. Because of that, with the leadership of Governor Deal, taxes were cut in Georgia last year, and with your help, I'm going to do it again next year. We also appreciate you taking a chainsaw to government regulations at the federal level. Because of that, we are having record unemployment, record job growth. And I want to thank you for your huge endorsement in the primary. It made a big difference, as you remember. But I want to thank you all for supporting. I want to thank you all for supporting our president. And I want to thank our president for standing up and fighting for our country and fighting for hard-working Georgians. But as you... But as you all know, many times the states are the laboratories of democracy. And the president needs some help at the state level from time to time. So I want to encourage you all to get out and vote on Tuesday. To talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, get the vote out. We will go to work as Georgia Republicans like we've done over the last 16 years under Governor Sonny Perdue's leadership and Governor Nathan Deal's leadership. And we'll work hard with this president to continue to make America great again. Thank you.
Beautiful. Wow. But it is true. I've been working for getting great senators elected. Been working with David and everybody else, but we're going for the senators. We do whatever we can for the congressmen and women, and we've done that. But I haven't done too much for governors. This is an important race for Georgia. I am here for Brian because the governor of Georgia means so much to our country. So you got to get out there. You got to get out there. And this is a very worthwhile stop. In addition, I happen to like the people of Georgia very much, so it's not so bad. It gives me a good excuse to say hello. If Democrats gain power on Tuesday, one of their very first projects will be the socialist takeover of American health care. You know what that means? It means long waits and bad service and a lot of problems. And we'll go over that because they possibly will come up with that, hopefully, in their campaign. The remaining left-leaning person. They'll come up with that, and you'll see what happens. You will not be happy. The Democrat plan would obliterate Medicare and eliminate Medicare Advantage for more than 635,000 Georgia seniors who depend on it. Republicans will protect Medicare for our great seniors who have earned it, and by the way, people don't realize this, who have paid for it. Thank you. And very importantly, Republicans will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. We're doing it. The Democrats like to spread false rumors. They're the ones that won't be able to because there'll be nothing left when your system is obliterated. The Democrats' plan to destroy health care also includes raiding Medicare to fund benefits for all of the illegal immigrants that they want to pour into our country. As we speak, Democrats are openly encouraging millions of illegal aliens to break our laws,
violate our borders, and destroy our nation, essentially. Because you know what? Without borders, we don't have a nation. We don't have a nation. The incredible thing is, over the years, we've been fighting so hard for other countries' borders, but we don't protect our own border. But we're protecting it now. Even with the worst laws, they are the worst laws. They have given us so little, and the Democrats don't want to change the laws because they want this chaos at the borders. They think it's good politically. I personally think it's backfiring on them, and I think maybe they made a big mistake. Illegal immigration costs our country far more than $100 billion every single year. That's more than double the entire state budget of Georgia. And illegal immigration is also deeply unfair to American workers, including African American and Hispanic American. You know that. African American, Asian American, Hispanic American workers, not fair. Not only do the Democrats' open border policies drain our treasury, but they endanger every American community. And you see that. You see what's going on. Nearly 100% of the heroin in the United States enters through the southern border, along with roughly 90% of cocaine, the majority of meth, and a substantial portion of the ultra-lethal fentanyl killing our youth. These drugs have destroyed hundreds of thousands of lives last year and killed, last year alone, 70,000 Americans. And they don't want to toughen up the immigration laws. I think they're going to do very poorly at the ballot box, but I may be wrong. And they want to get rid of ICE. Elizabeth Warren wants to get rid of, I can't call her Pocahontas anymore because she has no Indian blood. It's a problem. She has no Indian blood. I have more than she has, and I have none. And I said that a long time ago before she brilliantly sent out the test results. That was not a good test, Elizabeth. That will be great leadership when dealing with North Korea, China, Russia, all of these countries that you have to deal with. That was not good. Is she still running for president, Brian? Is she still? I'll tell you, she is pushing a guy up in Ohio who will be a disaster for the state. We want Mike DeWine. You know, she's pushing somebody named Cordray in Ohio. He is a disaster. He's worse than she is. Last year alone, and Ohio is just too smart. DeWine, Ohio, if you're listening, DeWine, they must be listening with all those cameras. DeWine, he'll make a great governor. So important. The governorships, people don't realize how important governorships are. I mean, they can destroy your state or make your state really great again. They can destroy it and quickly or make it even better. Last year alone, our brave ICE officers arrested 127,000 aliens with criminal records. Think of that. Including those charged or convicted of approximately 48,000 assaults, 12,000 sex crimes, and 1,800 murders. Now, do you believe those numbers? And by the way, ICE, these are really tough people, but they're great. They love our country. And they are going in to towns and cities and places, and they are throwing MS-13 gang members the hell out of our country by the thousands. By the thousands. And nobody here wants that job. That's a tough job, but they like it, and they do it great. And we're going to protect them. The Democrats want to abolish ICE. They want to release drug dealers and MS-13 gang members. Remember when Nancy Pelosi got angry at me because she thought I didn't speak well of MS-13 gang members? They cut them up. They go straight into your neighborhoods. We believe that any politician that puts criminal aliens before American citizens needs to be voted out of office very quickly, or certainly not voted into office. Republicans will always stand with the heroes of ICE, the Border Patrol, and law enforcement. And you have great law enforcement in the state of Georgia, that I can tell you. This election is about safety, and this election is about jobs. For years you watched as we let foreign countries plunder our wealth, shutter our factories, and decimate our industries. You were victims of it. Many of you were victims of it. But those days are over. We've added nearly 500,000 manufacturing jobs, and that's going up to almost 600,000 very shortly. Remember, they were the jobs that won't happen anymore. They were the jobs that we would have needed the magic wand. They'll never be brought back. I'll tell you what they are. They're among the best jobs any state or country can have. And they're pouring in. Last month alone, we added 32,000 manufacturing jobs. That's 1,000 manufacturing jobs every single day. Nobody thought that was possible. I recently announced that we are replacing the horrible NAFTA deal with an incredible brand new U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. The USMCA is a giant victory for Georgia farmers, manufacturers, and dairy producers. A tremendous, and they said it wouldn't happen. It happened. We're opening them up. We've taken the toughest ever action to crack down on China's abusive trade practices, and we're doing very well. That's something that could also happen, and if it doesn't happen, we're going to do very well too. After years of rebuilding other countries, we are finally rebuilding our country, thank you. Because we are now putting America first. We have also taken bold action to reduce the price of prescription drugs. Secretary Asa. You'll see them come down. You saw a month ago when the drug companies rose their prices very substantially. And I said, get me the name of the head of Pfizer and Novartis, and I made some calls. And they immediately dropped their price. Yes, Mr. President, no, we were only kidding when we gave you that price. We were only kidding, Mr. President. And that's when I realized how powerful the presidency is. True? No, I thank Pfizer for doing that, and Novartis and the others. They did it, and it was great. But you're going to see prices coming down. We're cutting out the middleman and woman, I guess, right? We're cutting out the middleman and the middlewoman, and you know what? I'm going to have a lot of people that hate me, like, really badly. Almost as bad as the left, almost as bad as the Democrats, if that's possible. Almost as bad as the Democrats. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll blame Russia, okay? We're going to blame Russia. Okay. Let's blame Russia. After years of soaring Obamacare premiums, average premiums in Georgia this year are coming down. We're bringing them down. And what did we do? We got rid of the individual mandate, which was a disaster for people. And we very much defanged it, and we're running it properly, and it's being every week more and more. We're doing a good job. And you notice your premiums are not doing as badly as you ever thought. It's a lot better than you would have thought. We have defanged it, and really, it's being decimated. We actually had it repealed and replaced, but we had one disappointing vote, and we didn't get one vote from a Democrat. We didn't get one vote from a Democrat. That was a slightly disappointing vote, folks. But it doesn't matter because we're now doing it a little bit differently. We're doing it piecemeal, and it's working out just fine. We've just introduced new affordable health care plans for Georgia. Individual markets that only cost about half the price of Obamacare, and it's frankly better insurance. We passed Veterans Choice, giving our veterans the right to see a private doctor rather than waiting online for 10 days, for 20 days, for 3 months. They see a doctor. They take care of their, I mean, literally, I say this all the time. People that were modestly ill take some weeks and weeks to see a doctor, and by the time they get there, they're terminal. Think of it. I mean, think of how horrible. Now they go out, they see a doctor, they take care of themselves, we pay the bill, and that's good. Our veterans, that's for our veterans. And not that it matters in this case, because the only thing that matters is the vet, but it also happens to save us a lot of money, if you can believe it. They get rid of this big problem and saves us a lot of money. You know, they're waiting online. Sometimes they wait 3-4 weeks. Can you imagine? You can't see your doctor for 3 or 4 weeks and longer. And we also passed the landmark VA accountability law to ensure everyone and anyone who mistreats our veterans will be held accountable. And the minimum we do is say, you're fired. That's the minimum. We secured $716 billion, and last year, $700 billion to fully rebuild our great United States military. And we gave our incredible warriors their largest pay raise in more than a decade. And at my direction, the Pentagon is now working to create the 6th branch of the American Armed Forces, the Space Force, which we need badly. We need badly. I withdrew the United States from the horrible, one-sided Iran nuclear deal. And Iran's been a much different country. Has Iran been a different country for the last 6 months? Is that incredible? When I came in, it was just a question of how long would it take them to take over the whole Middle East. They were going to look for the Mediterranean. That was a long ways. They were looking for the Mediterranean. They're not looking anymore for the Mediterranean. We have recognized the capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. We have made extraordinary progress in so many ways, and yet we're just getting started. But the Democrats want to throw America in reverse and drag us backward to the failures and betrayals of the past, and that's what they were. You look at what's happened to our country over the last long period of time. We are going, and we're going, in the wrong direction. But you know, now when I have meetings with foreign leaders, with kings and queens and princes, and we meet on occasion with a president and a prime minister, every one of them comes into the Oval Office practically, and they say, before anything else, I want to congratulate you on the incredible job you've done with the economy of the United States. Pretty amazing. And we're ahead of schedule. But I need you to vote for a Republican governor and a Republican Congress, and we have to get all of those votes. You know, this is the greatest political movement in the history of our country. I don't know if you know it. It is. And we're all a part of it. It's not me, it's all of us. We're together. But this is the greatest political movement in the history of our country, maybe ever. There's never been anything like this. But we have to keep going because the changes we've made are incredible. Thank you very much. Now, what we've done in a short period of time, we're way ahead of schedule, as you know. But we've got it turned, and we're starting to it's really getting better and better. And we're learning our way around Washington like you wouldn't believe. It can be a nasty place. But the things we've done, and everybody says it, including the Democrats when they're not on television or not talking to a mic.
They cannot believe what we've done, and they want to stop it as fast as possible, and we're not going to let that happen. With your support, we will keep on cutting your taxes, reducing your regulations, and raising up your incomes, which have already gone up a lot over the last 2 years. We will protect Medicare, and we will protect your Social Security, just like I've been saying during the debates, right? I talked about your Social Security, and everybody said, we're going to change. Well, I was the one that said we're not, and guess what? There haven't been any changes. We will defend your right to free speech, religious liberty, and we will continue to confirm judges who will interpret the Constitution of the United States as written. Two judges. How about Justice Neil Gorsuch? Justice Neil Gorsuch. And Justice Kavanaugh. Two great people, two great intellects, two great scholars. These are the people we need on our Supreme Court. We will fully secure the borders. Thank you. I love you too, darling, except this. That was a guy, wasn't it? Yeah. I love you anyway. Thank you. Thank you. We will pass Kate's Law, stop sanctuary cities, stop catch and release, end the ridiculous visa lottery, end chain migration, and we will keep the criminals, traffickers, drug dealers, and terrorists the hell out of our country. We're going to keep them out. We will lift millions of our citizens from welfare to work, dependence to independence, and poverty to prosperity. For years you watched as your leaders apologized for America. They apologized. I saw it, you saw it. Now you have a president who is standing up for America. We're standing up for your values. We're standing up for Georgia. And we are proudly standing up for our national anthem. I'm asking every citizen from every party, every background. Go ahead. Go ahead. It sounded too good. I had to let him go forward. I don't think we could have stopped them anyway, do you? Good job. Good job. Thank you, fellas. I'm asking every citizen from every party, every background, and every race, color, and creed to reject the Democrat politics and the policies of anger and division, and to reclaim our proud and righteous destiny as Americans. I need you to get your family, to get your friends, get your neighbors, get your co-workers, and to go out and vote Republican. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. This Tuesday, I need the people of Georgia to send a message to crying Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and the legendary Maxine Waters, and all of the radical Democrats by electing Brian Kemp as your next governor. Loyal citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country, returning power to you, the American people. We stand on the shoulders of brave Americans who crossed the oceans,
tamed the wilderness, secured our independence, won 2 world wars, and planted our great flag on the face of the moon. American patriots defeated fascism, vanquished communism, delivered millions into freedom, and built the greatest country and most powerful military in the history of our world. These courageous Americans did not shed their blood, sweat, and tears so that we could sit at home while others try to erase their legacy, tear down our industry, and destroy our proud American heritage. We didn't do it. From the farm fields of Georgia to the big sky of Montana, from the deserts of Nevada to the Everglades of Florida, from the coal mines of West Virginia to the steel mills of Indiana, and in every city and town across our land, we are going to work, we are going to fight, and we are going to win, win, win. We will not bend. We will not break. We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down. We will never surrender. And we will always fight on to victory, victory, victory. Because we are Americans, and our hearts bleed red, white, and blue. We are one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And Georgia, together, we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you.
All right, folks, thank you very much for joining us and choosing us as your stream of choice. President Donald Trump in his rally in Georgia. This is one of 2 rallies, folks. There's another rally coming up in just a few minutes, so make sure you guys stay tuned live here at Golden State Times. So we have the other rally that's going to be coming up very soon. And that one is in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new. Click the notification bell. And that way you get notified when we go live. Also, we have a new thing now. So if you want to get notified straight from us via text message, all you have to do is text America First, all together, America First, to 555-888. Again, text America First to 555-888, and then you'll get notified every single time that we go live for a President Trump rally or also a speech from the White House or anything like that. So if you would like to do that, then we welcome you to sign up. It's free. Don't worry. We're not going to spam you with text messages, nothing like that. We want to do it professional. We want to make sure that that everybody's happy. So as you guys can see, YouTube does not notify Patriots when we go live for Trump rallies or anything like that. So if you want to get notified straight from us, text America First all together to 555-888, and then you'll get notified by me directly that we are about to go live for a Trump rally or a Trump speech or anything like that. Also, if you'd like to help out Golden State Times, there's a link in the description below for our PayPal, or you can go to paypal.me/GST Live. And then you can make a contribution. Anything helps, folks. $1, $2, whatever you would like to contribute. Anything helps, especially right now with so many rallies. 4 rallies coming up today and tomorrow. So make sure you guys stay tuned live here at Golden State Times. Again, subscribe if you are new to the channel. If you'd like to get notified of all future rallies and stuff like that, text America First, all together, America First, to 555-888. We hope that you guys join us for the next rally in just a few minutes in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Thank you so much for all of your support. Again, folks, there's another rally coming in just a little while. That one's going to happen in Chattanooga, Tennessee for President Trump's rally. That is coming in just a little while today. So 2 rallies, this one and the one in Tennessee today, and then 3 rallies tomorrow. So make sure you guys stay tuned live here at Golden State Times. If you'd like to get notified every single time that we go live for a live Trump rally or a stream, then you can sign up. It's free. You can sign up to America First. Make sure you guys text America First on your cell phones to 555-888, and then you'll get notified every single time that we go live for a Trump rally or a Trump speech. Thank you so much.